in. Why don't you let me
Well, welcome everyone to the season finale of the Barely Friends podcast. My name's Isaiah.
My name's Eric.
Well, there you go.
Gotta zoom in on Isaiah.
You gotta start off with a blooper, right? I was trying to put this on our banner, our official "We Are Built Different" logo there because we are built different. Season finale, last episode. We want to give a shout out to all the fans because we have accumulated throughout YouTube, throughout Facebook. Those are the main two, right? Platforms.
Main two, yeah.
Main two. 50,000 views. I mean, that's awesome. Through reels, through our videos, our main videos. So thank you to all who have been viewing our channel. You guys have been great. Even talking to some of you in person. We've gotten a lot of love and encouragement from the podcast. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, same thing. I really appreciate getting those views on our reels, views on our videos. It's really nice to see, and just love sharing our opinions with the audience and those who are watching.
For sure. Now we're not gonna lighten up with our opinions on our season finale. We're gonna go real deep, real hard, and it starts with talking about the champions of the 2024-2025 NBA season, which are Oklahoma City Thunder. Congrats to the Thunder. But the hot take is gonna start right now. Okay, they're gonna start right now. But to sum up the game, sum up the series. Game 7, OKC won 103-91. Went to a Game 7, which I think in one of the episodes I mentioned that it could go to a Game 7. I thought that the Pacers, with just their effort and them being huge underdogs, they could surprise them to 7, and maybe even should have won the finals. Maybe should have won it if someone's name hadn't gotten hurt.
Yeah, I know. Halliburton's the big what if.
Yeah.
I'll say the Pacers were definitely big overachievers this season.
Yeah.
Especially even getting to Game 7. That's an amazing accomplishment by itself. They didn't leave with the ring or the championship, but I think morally in their books, that was a really amazing season and absolutely nothing to be disappointed about. Tyrese Halliburton proved that he's not overrated, that he's one of the best guards in the NBA. Pascal Siakam had an amazing season coming back from his tenure with the Raptors. And I think both those two guys, as well as the team chemistry and the coach, Rick Carlisle, all had amazing seasons.
Yeah, I think this was probably, maybe, arguably the most underrated series we've ever had. I think, the matchup in terms of entertainment, in terms of like viewership, I think on the outside wasn't pretty. Like, again, I only watched Game 7. I didn't really watch many of them, even though every game pretty much was a good game. You had comebacks, you had close games. So it was really, like, basketball-wise, a good series, close series. Having said that, again, the Halliburton injury absolutely sucks. Me and Ty were at a friend's house watching the game. We saw the injury. Like, they literally, all the Game 7 was, after Halliburton injury was them showing the replay of Halliburton injury. And everyone be like, all the just disbelief and stuff. So that was disappointing. I think if he plays, they had a good chance of winning because he was looking to get maybe 25 plus in that game. And if that happens, I mean, that's a totally different ball game. So, you hate to see it end this way because now you're having all these questions about what would happen if he's healthy, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I swear some people in the charter basketball team had some like, oh, if I didn't get injured, I was gonna be making it to NBA and have this amazing career. Yeah. So I know that's like the cliche with all high school athletes. But in this case, like Tyrese Halliburton, I feel like if he did not get injured, like they would have had a legitimate chance to win that Game 7, as you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though it was an injury, I think that next season the team looks good. The East is honestly kind of weak in my opinion, as far as like the contenders go.
Yeah.
But the Pacers, they were Eastern Conference Finals last year. They were finals this year. So I think they're going to be in the mix next year as well.
Yeah. I saw on the news that the Pacers will be without Tyrese Halliburton for the year. So that is unfortunate.
Oh, I want to take that statement.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that.
And they lost Miles Turner too.
Yeah, maybe we can edit that out.
Yeah.
You saying that? Yeah, and they lost Miles Turner to I think the Bucks. I think the Bucks now have Miles Turner. Could be wrong, but yeah. So, but I mean, we're gonna talk about the Celtics after. They may not be looking great, too great after. We're gonna talk about that. But the East will be definitely, I think, different. Let's talk about OKC for a little bit. Champs, gotta give them props again. Halliburton aside, SGA, deservingly so, MVP, deservingly so, one of the best players in the NBA, top 5 NBA player right now. There's been a lot of talk about the Thunder being one of the best teams to ever win a championship, I've heard. I don't buy that. I don't buy that one bit. I mean, one, again, the whole Halliburton thing. If Halliburton's healthy, who knows? But two, the Pacers took him to Game 7. And if you look at just both rosters, both healthy, the Thunder should have wiped them out. Gentleman sweep, okay? Should have been a gentleman sweep if you're just looking at rosters. So I get the Thunder's defense is amazing. And they have MVP and they have Chet Holmgren. They have all these stars. But one of the best NBA championship teams? I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
Told you I'm coming with the hot takes. I'm the hot takes in the final.
Well, the Thunder on paper, like you see best in the West, then I wouldn't say they dominate their opponents, but they beat everyone in like relatively clear fashion. And then of course like the Pacers were a big underdog in that series, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he was like the 5th player in NBA history to win MVP, win a chip, and also win a third accolade as well.
Yeah.
So a very dominant season on paper, but just like as a team structure, this whole season I've been kind of like low key. I won't say hating, but I've been kind of a doubter. So they definitely proved me wrong. I believe this team as champions, of course.
Yeah.
But the best in history, very skeptical about. We lived through the Golden State Warriors, that dynasty. And I think that the big thing to determine how dominant this team is if there's a next dynasty. That should have been the Celtics, in my opinion. They should have had 2 rings, but, history shows that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I just think that the 7-year stretch of, like, Raptors winning, Celtics winning, Warriors, Thunder, like all these different teams, we haven't seen a dynasty yet for this decade. So it'll really determine who comes out as the next big dynasty for the 2020s.
Right. I mean, if they can get out again of the West next season with it being loaded and there being some changes that we'll get into after, then there's other conversations. But just going out this season against the Pacers, again, no shade on the Pacers, but took them to Game 7, and they shouldn't have taken them to Game 7 whatsoever. So, but again, congrats to OKC, congrats to all those fans. First championship as actually the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had a championship as the Supersonics, but this is the first that they've had. Should have maybe had another one with KD and Russell Westbrook and that whole gang. And who would have known if that would have happened? That would have changed the whole change of basketball history.
Oh yeah,
if that would have happened.
LeBron might have left the Heat a little bit earlier.
Maybe he left a little earlier. Yeah, so it would have been a huge change. But congrats again, OKC. Let's move on to our Celtics. No Tatum, no problem. Maybe more problems than we anticipated. If you didn't know, Tatum is out for at least half of the next NBA season. And some offseason moves for the Celtics already. We have Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis out, and Anthony Simmons from the Trailblazers, and George Niang, and I believe he came from the Spurs, in for the Celtics now. Now, here's the roster. I wish I had a picture of it on the screen for y'all, but I unfortunately couldn't put it on today. I'm just going to name the depth chart, but just the first 3 rows, okay? So our starters. Derek White, Anthony Simmons, Jaylen Brown, George Niang, and Luka Garza.
Starters.
Starters. Not bench. Starters. Then the second tier. Payne Pritchard, okay? Baylor Skierman. Sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong if you're watching. Sam Hauser again. And Neemias Queta. And then the third row is Hugo Gonzalez, Payne Pritchard again, Baylor Skierman again, Xavier Tillman, and Xavier Tillman. So when I look at that, 2 things. One, not good. That's a playing team. Sorry. That roster-wise looks like a playing team, especially if you're going to do the Joe Mazzulla 3-point thing. Again, that's a playing team. 2, though, the hope is that the moves aren't over yet. and maybe that means trading someone else. I mean, the only other name you're gonna probably trade, I mean, the only big names you have now are White and Brown, right? And you've shown that you've gotten rid of Drew Holiday, which means you're gonna keep White. So there's only one other big name you can trade, one piece. And even if you trade him for a superstar, you're still I mean, we're lacking depth now. Like depth is now a problem. So how do you feel about this roster right now? And do you think we'll make more moves?
I think the Celtics, knowing Brad Stevens, they may have something up their sleeve.
Yeah.
I know that with the Drew Holiday trade, they took away 2 draft picks from the Celtics side as far as getting those picks. So now it's just Holiday for Simmons straight up, which means that there was something probably concerning with Holiday going on. In that case, I actually do like Anthony Simmons as a pickup. I know he's very productive for Trailblazers last season.
Yeah.
But then when you look at Georges Niang and Luka Garza, I think both those players are essentially rotational players, like not really key starters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm a big fan of Neemias Queta, but I have to admit, like I just don't think he's ready to take on that role as the team starter.
Yeah.
And then Sam Hauser's good for like maybe 5 minutes a game and 1-3. So,
which is actually interesting though. Sam Hauser is on here. I put on, and it's from ESPN. I thought I saw he moved, but like a free agent.
Cornette.
Oh, yes, Cornette. Yeah, that's right. Cornette moved. He moved. Maybe not Sam Hauser. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So as far as big men depth goes, like we're kind of really deep in the hole.
Yeah.
Like we've got nothing. And
Zero.
Jason Tatum, I think they said maybe possibly March, April come back. I think I'm not positive, but
Right.
essentially we're losing Tatum for the year. And I think as long as the Celtics with this lineup, which in my opinion is mediocre, if they can get to the play-in tournament and Tatum comes back, then I have faith in the team because we're going to verse contenders. And I think the Celtics in past years, like last year and like this year, have been one of the top teams in the East.
Yeah.
So as long as Tatum comes back healthy and they're able to get good pieces around those guys, then I still think that even if we're a playing team, we can still make a good playoff push.
Yeah. Yeah. We need more. We need more. I think too, the East is. I think it's going to get a little better now that Kristaps. I thought he was on the Spurs, but now he's on the Hawks, and the Magic just picked up Desmond Bane. Spoiler, but he just picked up Desmond Bane from free agency. So, and the Magic put up a fight. We played on first round this year, and they gave us a fight. So, yeah, we need more in a lot of spaces, and I hope Brad Stevens can do some more digging for us. The Anthony Simmons Holiday move is huge because we also got 2 second-round picks, I think.
No, I'm saying we lost those.
We lost them.
Yeah, because there was something wrong with Holiday's physical or.
Okay.
They reevaluated.
So just straight up. Still, nonetheless, even if it's straight up, that's a win for us. We've got a younger player. He's definitely a scorer. Maybe not as like defensively as good as Drew Holiday, but I think definitely getting younger and more of a prolific scorer is a huge plus. But is he like a legitimate number 2? No, at least not yet. So we shall see. It will be interesting. I saw too that the groups stage schedule was out, or like not out, not the schedule, but who our group is going to be. We have like the Magic and the Nets. I think it's 2 other teams because I think it makes it 5. 76. That's right. The Sixers. Your Sixers. His Sixers. The Sixers. We'll see. I think East will be a little bit better. Hopefully, maybe Joe Mazzulla will change his tactics, and hopefully we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think the surprising thing is that he evaded another year of being fired, and it's nothing against him. But the NBA is very like fire hungry. Like a coach, the next coach, he had a good season. They fired their coach.
Yep.
And I was saying like with head coaches, like your job can be lost if you don't win a championship.
Right.
So I'm just surprised like he's still in the seat.
I know, no talks. He's definitely going to be in the next, for next season, the coach. I don't know what his contract looks like, but maybe it's make or break next season. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, I think that's fireable. Even with this roster, I think that's fireable because he's won a championship. He should be able to figure it out with the roster he has. So, yep, he should be fired. Put it on there. All right, let's move away from the Celtics now and move on to the rest of the NBA. Now, there has been a lot of offseason moves starting. There's been some big offseason moves as well. And we're going to do the air horn for these offseason moves. We're going to do one for most of them, but not for this first one because Houston, we have a problem. KD has been traded to Houston. Now, if you can imagine, Eric, this isn't just like this isn't like a 2-team, 3-team trade. This is a 7-team trade that has happened. I don't have it here. I don't have all the teams that have made this trade happen, but absolutely insane. Blockbuster move. Houston, your former team that you wrote, now has KD, a prolific scorer still, outside of his prime, but still one of the best scorers in the NBA. So what do you make of this move here? What does this make Houston now in the West?
Yeah, so I know that Houston just finished as the second seed in the West. They recently re-signed Ime Udoka to a 2 or 3 figure contract as far as one of the highest paid coaches in the NBA. And what I will say is that I think that this Houston team, they have a 2-year ceiling. They got KD. KD's still amazing on the court, in my opinion. You see his Olympic performance. But they have those 2 years, this year, next year. And they have Alperen Sengun, who's an upcoming center, very much compared to Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
They got Jabari Smith. They have Fred VanVleet, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So they just have an array of depth around them, as well as KD. And I think that with Ime Udoka, with KD, with all these players, they have the potential to basically make a very deep run in the West. And if they're able to get Damian Lillard, just by the chance of it, they might still be good in 2 years to come as well. But I think this right now, this is their window to win. They need to win right now with KD as he's getting towards his later years.
Absolutely. This is an all or nothing move by the general manager. And I think having KD, like you said, Fran VanVleet, Sengun, and I think they picked up, could be wrong, but I think they picked up Clint Capella as well.
Oh, they did. Yes.
In free agency too. Now, nice backup. I mean, he could probably still play starter, but now you have him as a backup. They're gonna be dangerous against the Thunder. Yeah, just look out West. I mean, you think that the West is always loaded as it is, and then it gets more loaded. Some of them move like this. Pretty incredible. And yeah, we'll see what this looks like moving forward. But KD going to Houston is huge.
Well, this will be my hot take, if it is a hot take.
Yeah.
But I think that KD has a better chance of winning with the Rockets than he did with the Suns.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I've watched this lineup grow up together. Jalen Green is gone. He was one of my favorite players for the Rockets. But I think that Sengun, next season, he could be all-star level. KD, still all-star level, in my opinion. And then Smith, he's borderline, but still amazing, solid player. And you just mentioned Clint Capella. He's right up there in the mix. And I just feel like the depth this team has will mix very well together. And the second seed that they had last year, I don't think that was an accident or an incident. That's how they're going to be.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Houston will be a problem for anyone they face this season. All right, let's move on to the next offseason bonanza. Thing. Knicks land Mike Brown as their next head coach, and they also sign Jordan Clarkson. You talk about the East getting better. This is one way that the Knicks are doing that. Jordan Clarkson, 6th man of the year potential last season, comes from Utah. He is an outstanding scorer, and Mike Brown is a proven coach in the NBA. And so now you add those two to the Knicks, they're going to be a threat in the weak East. So you have now the Pacers, again, no Miles Turner, no Halliburton, but the Magic have added pieces. Now the Knicks have also added pieces. Does this make them a top contender in the East?
Honestly, I think if they kept who's the last coach?
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau.
So I really think it was mostly his personalities, or so the way he carries himself as a coach, that the Knicks may have fired him for. Because I know he was voted most disliked for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I think that the Knicks were fine with their current lineup. Jordan Clarkson being the 6th man, or not the 6th man, but being in the contention for that is definitely a good thing to see.
Yeah.
And I think that he'll definitely be a good addition to the depth. So I think that the Knicks will continue to strive in the East, and they may or may not be finals bound. I know the East is on the weaker side, And honestly, it just depends how the Knicks match up against other teams as far as like Cavaliers, as far as Magic maybe, as far
Yeah.
as Celtics, of course. But it's just going to depend on what those playoff matchups look like.
For sure. Yeah, the Knicks are looking to be all in as well. I don't know if they're looking all in like Houston is, but I think they're looking to win right now. And I don't know, maybe they could pull off another move. I mean, I think that looks like probably getting rid of Mikal Bridges because of his contract, and yeah, he's being paid a lot like a superstar, but I don't know if he is like a superstar right now. So, but Knicks are looking to have an opportune time to be beasts of the East. So we'll see how New York does. Next one, Magic re-signed Banchero to a max rookie deal and also acquire Desmond Bane from the Grizzlies. Mentioned Desmond Bane already from the Grizzlies. He's a great shooter. He's probably almost like a Klay Thompson, not as good as Klay Thompson, but just in terms of that type of player. Not pick and roll, but just like a spot up shooter. And also they re-signed Banchero. So they also seem all in ish in the weak East. And I think, let me pose this question to you first. Who poses more of a threat in the East, the Magic or the Knicks?
So historically, I think the Magic have had better matchups against the Celtics. At one point we are calling them our kryptonite.
Sure, yeah.
But even that being, I still think the Knicks have the edge over the Magic. I haven't been a big believer in the Magic. I know they have a lot of promising players, of course, Banchero being one, and they have another guy, Franz Wagner.
Wagner, yep, and they just signed his brother, Mo Wagner.
Yeah, so between all the Wagners and Banchero,
Yep.
they have a good team. I think that they'll be in the playoffs, but I just give the Knicks a better edge over them, like matchup to matchup.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think don't sleep on the Magic. I think it's pretty even. I think it's pretty even right now. But don't sleep on Orlando. But we're gonna have to wait and see, like you said, matchups and how they play in season. I'll give the edge to the Magic. I'll be that. We're going hot takes. I'll go hot takes. I'll give the edge to the Magic right now. Because they just gave the Celtics some trouble. The Knicks, we didn't play them in the playoffs, but they did. They beat us. Obviously, they beat us. Sorry, a long day at work. They beat us. So I think both of them will pose serious threats next season to the Celtics. So
yeah, I mean, one thing is the obvious move is to re-sign Banchero.
Yeah,
like the Magic, of course, are going to offer him that rookie max deal if they can. But I think that it's kind of a props to them because Banchero could have also decided to hop somewhere else. He could have said, "I want to play for the Lakers or another team."
Yeah.
Even if it may have not been a favorable deal, but he decided he wanted to stay with the Magic. So that means they must be doing something right as far as their depth and giving him a good team culture.
Absolutely. I don't know the coach's name, but I think he's been there for a little bit now. And so they are liking him too. So I think Orlando's going to do just fine. Next nugget for the on-season bonanza. Nuggets trade Michael Porter Jr. to the Nets for Cam Johnson. Now, initially I saw that, I'm like, what are the Nuggets doing? Michael Porter Jr., that was a high first-round pick. If not, was he a number one pick?
Not number one.
Not number one. But, no, he wasn't because of his injury. So he dropped. But, he was supposed to be like a superstar-esque type of player for the Nuggets. And they trade him for Cam Johnson, who I'm like, I think because of the Nets, he's on the Nets, I kind of wasn't really watching him and wasn't really taking him too seriously. However, he did average 18.6 points last season. And so I think this is a win for the Nuggets for sure. You got a younger player, and I think the contract for Michael Porter Jr. too, they were trying to get away from that. And so now you add a younger player who honestly right now has probably played better last season than Michael Porter Jr. And you help with money situation. And now you can maybe add some other pieces too for Jokic. So
yeah, I would still give the edge to Michael Porter Jr. as far as a player, of course. I would say he's not a star player, but just one tier below star, like a nice B tier player. And Cam Johnson, he had good games with a team that was probably one of the worst in the NBA. So a lot of times you look at those teams and it's like, well, they play for the worst team. Of course, they're gonna pad their stats.
Right.
But in this case, I think that talking about his contract, Porter's, if they are trying to get away from that, they'll get a solid player in Johnson and be able to possibly get more players for Yoke to play around.
Exactly.
So I think that's what they're trying to do.
Right. I think now they have elevated a little bit in the West, and now it's even more loaded. It's just never going to end in the West. You think players would want to move to the East when they have a better opportunity to win. LeBron James, I don't know, I'd say, for example. But everyone wants to try to win in the hardest conference. I mean, if you get out of the West, you look really good. But if it's really hard. It's a gauntlet. So
yeah,
but the Nuggets are trying to.
Definitely. No, I would say personally, like if I was a player and I was in that position as like a star like LeBron James, then I would also be going to the East.
Sure.
And I'm just being real about it.
Right. Oh, 100%. No, that's fair.
Yeah, because a team like the Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, I say those are your top 3 and top 5. You can throw Magic possibly in the mix, but you take any of those teams, put them in the West, and they're maybe like 7th, 8th.
Yeah, maybe don't make the playoffs. Right? Maybe don't make the playoffs. So, Michael Porter Jr. to the Nets. Next, I did it early. He acquired Norman Powell. Now, this may not seem super big, but Norman Powell actually averaged 21.8 points per game last season. Got snubbed, some would say, as an all-star last season, but is a pretty good player. The Heat don't have really much. I think they just got rid of Duncan Robinson in the offseason. I forget where he went. But, I mean, something, right?
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, I'd say the Heat are not in rebuild mode necessarily, but kind of in that stage where they're not quite playoff contenders, but they're also not tanking. Like they're in that middle ground. And I feel like Powell will give them that edge to possibly in the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
But right now I just kind of see him as like a 7, 8, 9, 10 seed.
Yeah.
And they may surprise me, but right now I just don't think they have Tyler Hero's not going to be the savior for that franchise.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
You mentioned they've been 7, 8, 9, 10 seed. When's the last time they haven't been a 8, 9 seed? In the last, I don't know, 5 years. I don't know. It feels like they've always been, at least in my mind, they're always an 8 seed to me. But like I feel like they haven't been higher than a 7 seed since LeBron. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean they made the finals with with that lineup.
I know, maybe Spoelstra just likes it there. Man, he just feels like it's a good number to be at. He sees the good luck number, and maybe they'll be better luck next season. This season not so much. They were 10, I think. I think they were 10 this season. Or they were 9 or 10. Not the greatest. So but they need a lot more. They need a lot more than Norman Powell to make some noise.
Yeah, especially losing Jimmy Butler. They lost a big star, and although they were able to recover a little bit, I feel like that sets the precedence of players that want to come to the Heat. Because if you have Jimmy Butler, it's like, oh, I'll get to play with Jimmy Butler. But now I can say, oh, I want to play with Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Durant, when he made that decision to go to Rockets, because I know it was like the discussed between the two front offices as well.
Right.
But part of it too is, do I want to play with this team? Who am I going to play with? And right now, the Heat don't really have that kind of privilege to say, oh, you're going to be playing with these top tier players.
Yeah, you're going to be playing with Tyler Hero. I'm just in a roasted mood today. I'm just ready to take everyone out. Sorry, Hero. You were a 3-point champion. Congrats to you. You're three-point champion. Last but certainly not least, Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's there. Obviously, he's a backup to Darius Garland. But, I mean, I don't know. They must have been lacking depth in point guard because if you're going to try to get that mood. Lonzo Ball is not a horrible player. Okay, we all know the whole ball history. LeVar Ball is that. LaMelo is the best ball, obviously. But Lonzo, I think, can still play. I mean, if you're him as a backup, I think is a pretty good move. Because I think in the Bulls, he could have been starting when he was there. So I think having him as a backup is a good play. I just think it's a solid move. I don't think anything. It's not crazy. It's not anything crazy. But I think it's solid.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put Ball at like an A tier, like he's gonna change a franchise kind of player.
Right.
But I do think, like you said, it's a good addition to the depth chart. And is it Darius Garland's their main point guard?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, he'll be coming off the bench for Garland.
Right.
And I think he'll be a good addition to the team. He'll probably fit well. I think with Alonzo Ball, his father,
Lamar Ball.
Lamar Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
right. Yeah, I'm like, did I get Lamar wrong because I thought of Lamar from Charter? Did I get that wrong? But no, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, with
Or LeVar.
Oh, LeVar,
LeVar.
yes.
That I knew it. What I like, it's too similar. I was like, I don't. That was right.
Yeah, well, LeVar Ball, what I can say about him is he hyped up all his sons, he got them all to the league, and once he did his job, he stepped back. So I appreciated that, and he did his job as a father to get them all their dream jobs of being NBA players. I know that he was even honest. He said Leandro Ball probably not going to work out that good.
Yeah,
He kept it real. But his two sons, he also said Leandro probably is the best player of those three. And as history has shown so far, Leandro is doing a great job with the Hornets. And the older brother has had a successful career in his own right, LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think he would work out for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, for sure. They're looking to bounce back with Mitchell and Evan Mobley, who I think just got Defensive Player of the Year. They still have a solid roster, and their coach has been good. So they're looking to bounce back, and Lonzo again is helps. I mean, we already have point guard, so we're fine. But that's good to have Lonzo as a backup.
Yeah, I guess not really a hot take, but I just don't think the Cavaliers can be a repeat first seed.
Okay.
And that's because the East, it's not very wild, I would say, but I just feel like they weren't like true Eastern contenders.
Okay.
I feel like they're still in that 3, 4, 5 seed mode.
If not the Cavs first seed, then who would you put right now?
That's the tricky part.
Okay.
And funny enough, I'm leaning towards the Knicks.
Okay.
So things might change, but right now, in my mind, the Knicks just have the best talent and depth around them.
Yeah.
Pacers, they have proved themselves as a great contender, but I see them as a solid number 2 at this point.
Okay.
Especially with
Tyrese
Halliburton being injured.
Yeah, fair. Not the Sixers though. Not the, not
the... Well, they're going to be somewhere in the mix.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Cool. All right. Let's move on to our final What in the World segment for this season. And Eric, let's start with you, if you don't mind, with your What in the World segment following someone named Ace Bailey.
Yes. So, as I talked about last episode, I started my new job with the Philadelphia 76ers on SI site, the Sports Illustrated affiliate. So I've been really busy with their draft coverage. I know the Sixers took VJ Edgecombe, and he's been amazing so far for them in the Summer League. But there's actually another prospect the Sixers almost took. They were working out a guy called Ace Bailey. He was projected at number 3 to the Sixers, and he ended up not getting picked for a variety of reasons, I think. And reportedly, he had a private workout with the 76ers, and this was his only workout he scheduled. He said, I'm only going to work out for the Sixers, and no other team's going to get a workout. He didn't actually say it, but it was kind of like implied.
Right.
So the thing is, he was scheduled to go a couple Fridays ago, and 2 days before the meeting, he abruptly canceled. And there are reports that he canceled because his manager wasn't getting like the proper demands from the 76ers. Like they wanted some certain privileges, and they weren't being met by the 76ers. So they canceled it. And there's a lot of controversy about Ace Bailey for once, canceling this workout, and also for not having another workout with another team. And a lot of reports suggested that his manager wanted to play somewhere like the Brooklyn Nets, a big market, on paper, of course, New York, where he'd be able to be the star of a team, be the franchise player. And he ended up getting drafted by the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the Utah Jazz are a Western team. They're in the NBA. They're not in the G League.
Yeah, it's so mistaken. It's somebody mistake them as.
So what they decided to do is they actually had Ace Bailey's manager's son as a guest coach for Summer League.
Okay.
So I'm not sure of his credentials, but I think that, they had this connection to Bailey. They want to make him feel nice and warm at home. But here's a quote from ESPN I got. The Jazz intend to help ease Bailey's transition into the NBA by having Omar Cooper Jr., the son of Bailey's advisor, serve as an unpaid guest coach during Summer League. That plan was canceled after the league office contacted the Jazz to raise concerns. So, what do you make of all this, Isaiah?
Yeah, this is it's a mess. It's an absolute mess of a situation that Ace Bailey has created amongst himself. First with the private workouts, not going to any team but the Sixers, who you obviously wanted them to draft you, but that doesn't work that way, unfortunately. You get picked up where where teams, and he slid down. He was supposed to be higher, I think, drafted higher, but yeah, teams were just because of the workouts, and I think because of some of his character off the court, and maybe even on the court too. He continued to slide down. The advisor thing, serving to coach the summer league, and then that not working out. I don't know. I'm curious to see why it didn't work out, what the details were. But I mean, we joked about them being G League team or not. I mean, he could be a superstar there. Like, there's nothing going for them except for marketing. And I mean, that'd be great if we could get marketing. That'd be huge actually. But I mean, there's nothing else in Utah, basketball wise. Just got a new hockey team. Congrats on the new hockey team, Utah. Congrats. But other than that, they have nothing, basketball wise. So I mean, he better make his opportunity known, because if he doesn't do well in Utah, who else is going to want him? When you have this much of an opportunity to play well, when you have no other players around you.
Yeah, I actually think it worked out in his favor because, like you said, Utah really doesn't have much going around the area. They have their hockey team, basketball team, but they really don't have like many modern day legends.
Yeah.
Like we have Karl Malone and John Stockton from the 90s.
Yeah.
But aside from that, if Ace Bailey were to be a superstar, he would be like a legend in Utah. And I think that's what he wants to be. He wants to really prove himself to be this big player, to be a tier 1 all-star level, superstar level player.
Yeah.
And I think with Utah, that's the perfect opportunity for him to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily say shut up and play basketball, like some people have said to LeBron, but like show your words on the court is what I'm trying to say. You can still talk, but really all this offseason stuff that's happened has to be brushed away by not what you say, but what you do. So that's what he has to do in this season. He has an opportunity with Utah to not make the playoffs or anything, but to make a statement for himself. That's what he can do. And if he wants to really be like a star in this league, he has to play well with his teammates where he's at right now.
Yeah. Well, another thing too is I believe Ace Bailey, he's 18 or 19 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's young.
So it's really his advisors that are the ones who are saying, we're not taking any private workouts. Maybe the 76ers. We're done. We're not taking them.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite words are bugging. I feel like in 5 years, Ace Bailey's like, yeah, I was bugging. I wasn't doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But I just feel like in this moment, he's young. He's inexperienced right now, but once he adjusts to the NBA, I feel like he's going to reflect on his experience, hopefully, and just learn from it. But right now, he hasn't handled the draft process well.
Yeah. Hopefully, he sees some veterans. They, talk his ear off, and then he'll learn. I mean, yeah, again, he's young. He's got a lot of time to learn and gain experience, so it's not a problem. He'll be A-okay. Now, my one in the world. We're going to get graphic? No, not graphic, but we're going to get a little technical with medical stuff, I guess. So I saw this just today. I literally picked this up today. Anthony Davis had surgery. You won't believe where he had surgery. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But he had it fixed. Let me see here. He had surgery to fix his attached retina. Now, if you don't know what your retina is, I have the Google definition here. So I'm just going to read it verbatim. The retina is a layer at the back of the eyeball containing cells that are sensitive to light and that trigger nerve impulses that pass via the optic nerve to the brain, where a visual image is formed, aka a part of the eye. Okay, that's not pleasant. I don't know. I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine being a doctor. Period. But doing that procedure on an eye, on the back of the eye. I don't know how you, I guess damage your eye there. It must have been off season because he was playing. I mean, he had other injuries, throughout his body, but nothing mentioned about his eye. So, maybe I don't know. I don't know what the specific term you would use for his condition with the eye, but very interesting. I think very unusual as well to see that in a basketball player, if it's especially non-contact too. So I don't know, cut my eye, if you know what I mean. That was bad.
Yeah, I would say it sounds unflattering or like a little bit disturbing.
Yeah.
As you said, like as a doctor, I'm sure there's a high tech procedure behind it. I'm sure it's safe. But just the way it's described, like the eye is very sensitive, and I don't know how he hurt it or how he injured it, but like it just sounds like a very sensitive situation, and it kind of just makes like the skin like ugh.
Yeah.
So hopefully he is well with that, and there's no complications. But I'm wishing him the best of luck with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the eye's very sensitive, so
Right.
be careful.
Yeah, and I mean, because I mean Dallas too, another Western team that you're looking with Cooper Flag, which should have mentioned in the other segment. He got drafted by the Dallas Mavericks #1. If we didn't mention that last episode, but they're going to be contenders if they stay healthy. So another team. Hopefully, AD gets to be healthy, and it's not too serious. Hopefully, the surgery was it seems successful, but hopefully it was successful. All right, we're going to enter into our final moment, our final segment into this season finale. It's gonna be our favorite moment. We're gonna get a little sentimental here. Hopefully we're not gonna cry. No, real men cry, okay? Just real men cry. We're gonna go through our favorite moments from season 2. We're gonna go through kind of 2 or 3 sub segments here. First, I guess, with our favorite moments from each other. So Eric, I have mine, but I don't know if you wanna start with your favorite segment or moment for me.
Yes. So what I'll do is I have a basketball related one.
Okay.
And I have a miscellaneous one.
Okay.
So I'll start by just saying my basketball one.
Okay.
So it was a couple. I went through the reels. I rewatched some videos.
There we go.
Bit of sentimental.
Yep.
But what I got for you is back when the NBA Cup was happening, in the same episode, you picked both the Rockets and the Thunder to be NBA Cup champions.
Yeah, I did do that. I did.
Yeah. So it was definitely a funny, I won't say blooper, but it was definitely an interesting choice. But you actually were right in a way because the Thunder were 1 in the West, and then the Rockets right below them at number 2. So they didn't win the NBA Cup, but you essentially predict them to be the best 2 teams in the West.
Right. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to. And it is. I mean, you go back. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. Yeah, the big brain. Okay, you got that moment.
And then, 2 more. You also came up with a segment for Supernova Superstars, and that's where we highlight local talent. And I thought it was a great addition to the show. It's very revolutionary in the sense. We try to come up with different segments. So I thought you did a great job brainstorming that and finding some local South Coast talent to highlight.
Appreciate that.
And I think I'll throw an honorary shout out today.
Okay.
If we haven't done it already, to AJ DeBanstia.
Okay. Oh, yes. Going to be drafted next NBA season. Looks like the #1 pick, I believe.
Yeah, he's projected not #1 in South Coast or in Massachusetts, but like #1 in the world.
Right.
Like, we're talking about, this is essentially like Cooper Flag, Victor Wembanyama level. Like, I know he's been working out with some Celtics players. He's got a lot of traction on social media. He just played for the USA, I think, U19 team.
Okay.
And they may or may not have won gold. But he's been having a lot of hype around him. And it's really exciting to see a prospect from Massachusetts reach this level of excellence.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's going to play at BYU, which it's not like a super big college, but maybe he kind of wants to make a statement that they were 6th seed in the NCAA tournament last year. So I think maybe he wants to just elevate that program, and they probably paid him more money than the other programs nowadays. That's why you're going to play basketball at certain schools because they pay you more, NIL deal. But he's looking to be a really good prospect, and hopefully the right organization picks him so that he has a great start to a successful career.
Yep. And then my third favorite moment, I went back to our takes from the early part of the season.
Yeah.
And I know that you said that Lonzo Ball would be an all-star.
I don't recall that. I'm kidding. I unfortunately do.
Yeah. And part of the reason is, I would say, injuries.
Yeah.
But it was definitely an interesting take in the sense that I haven't thought much about Lonzo Ball since LeVar Ball, or yeah.
Yeah.
But he seems to be a good addition to the Cavaliers. And although he's not quite all-star level yet, I think that next season you'll see production from him.
Yeah, I will not say he will be 6th man of the year. I'm not going there. I'm not going there for next season. But yeah, that was a little goofy. I don't know what I was on that day, but I mean, hey, you have if you want to share your opinion, you want to have a podcast, you got to have some cool takes, and you got to learn from them. So, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's
so
it.
those are 3 moments that I saw from Isaiah that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Even though some takes were a little bit cold.
All right. Let's go to mine. I have one here that I didn't write in the notes. I have it on my phone. I don't know why I didn't write in my notes, but this might have been the funniest, in person live recording that happened with the two truths and the lie. Or the two truths and the lie, and like you shared, what you shared 2 lies of truth, I think. And then I was like, wait a minute, isn't that? And then you were like, oh yeah, and it was just that was hilarious. That was very comical. So that's definitely one thing. You roasting the Warriors, pristine. Having Justin come on once or twice and talk about the Warriors a little bit, and you guys, hashing out a little bit, and then you giving him beef afterwards in reels. Wanting some beef with him. That was pretty funny. I mean, the Warriors. I think you were on point. They were looking good, and then they kind of trended downwards. But I think that was also because Steph Curry got hurt. So if that doesn't happen, I don't know. But you were not a fan of the Warriors.
No. I said that Draymond Green would get traded, Steve Kerr would get fired, and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, cold takes.
So that take was fairly cold.
Yeah.
There was one point in the season they looked really good, and like you said, then they dipped down, and I was like, oh, watch it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'm just a Warriors hater right now. That's how it is. But I'm still going to say, the Warriors are getting older, and I feel like their time is starting to come. So even though it wasn't this season, I'm going to say the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Do a theater near you. I'm a little bit of a Warriors hater, too. I mean, I just, just with their whole dynasty stuff. I mean, it was Katie's fault. But nonetheless, it's just not. It's not. I don't. Yeah, not a huge fan. And all the bandwagon fans out there, you got to reconsider. You got to think about it. Let me see what else. You writing for the Pelicans and Celtics and now the Sixers. Again, I feel like you just continue to elevate throughout each episode, and that's huge. And I think you're going to have full on career there. And actually, I mean, this is going to be your first job, right? Like in terms of writing. Not your first job in general, but your first job writing. Because you volunteered essentially.
Yeah, make a little bit of side cash.
Right. So, that's huge. And hopefully, I mean, you'll have Embiid, of course. You're gonna have Maxey. There's a rookie. I forget his name, but he's looking promising. I'm sure you're gonna write about him. And whatever other stories that you come up with. So, again, huge props to your writing and your music too, which is I was gonna mention that later, but your music talented. I mean, you've said it not throughout the podcast, all the awards you've shown, all your awards, and anyone else who is already like Post Malone or Jelly Roll or Taylor Swift, if they've seen these episodes, which I think they have. They kind of make them reconsider how they want to go about their musical career, seeing what you're doing. So again, big props there for you as well. And then last but not least, just the All-Star moments. I think just breaking down the All-Star game, with you, how pretty poor it was. 3-point contest, the Chris Paul, Wemby, that whole deal. That was fun to go through. So, I think those are some of my top moments. And we're gonna end off. We're gonna end off
I
with.
didn't tell you.
Oh.
I got some pop culture moments. For you. Yeah.
Go for it, and then we're gonna end with a gift giving. But we'll do that. We'll do that live. I wasn't planning to do it, but we'll do that here. Yeah. But share that last second. I apologize.
Yeah. So of course, it's really a pleasure to talk basketball with you all these years. And we finally were able to get it onto a television program, to get it to other people as well, to share in those moments.
Yeah.
But we've definitely shared a lot of takes together, a lot of moments. We've seen the Warriors come and go. We've seen the Celtics win a championship in our lifetime. Well, we were young, but
Hey, yeah.
But there's also some great moments that had nothing to do with basketball. And those are some moments that really gave me a good chuckle. And also some heartwarming feelings as well.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll
I
start
see
off
here.
with one of the top ones,
Yeah.
which was your fantasy football promos. You know, as the commissioner of the league, I believe is it New England's finest?
New England's very own.
New England's
But
very
I
own.
like New England's finest. I don't know, man. I'll switch it up.
Yeah. So the commissioner of New England's finest had a great season in his own right. I believe he made the playoffs,
Yes.
3rd or 4th seed.
6th seed,
Oh.
but 6 teams made it, but shouldn't have really been there. Lost. I was like 1-for-7 to start the season, and made it, and that was a huge accomplishment in and of itself.
So it's really cool to see those weekly articles where you highlight how everyone's doing. You give like storylines behind how people are doing as well, and you also put out like different promos. Like I think it's a really good promo for the playoffs, and also when you just tune in and you like let. I know I watched one on Facebook. You like let your dad know like I'm coming.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just
And I'm coming next year, Dad. Sorry, yeah, you just let me. Yeah, I had to do it. Okay.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed those promos, and I'm looking forward to seeing those same promos next year, just like WWE style.
For sure, 100%. Yep.
And then I'd say one of the top comedy moments was, I believe Victoria found out that you were allegedly married.
Yeah.
Which started, funny enough, from Edric's mom.
Yes.
And it worked its way around the circle.
Worked its way around the charter, circle, triangle, square, whatever you wanna. Yep.
And I thought it was funny that aside from Victoria, no one else within the circle like reached out to say, "Hey, congrats, you got married."
No. Edric did not. Devin did not. Yeah, Victoria.
But
Yeah.
it was good. I think what happened was she may have seen a different Isaiah get married on Facebook, and it got like, "Oh, Isaiah got married," and Edric might have been like, "Oh, Isaiah Spencer," and his mom might just say like, "Oh yeah," and might have like spanned from that way.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny that it worked its way up to you. And...
Yeah, I don't. I would love to know how it really originated with Edric's mom. That's absolutely fascinating. That's so fascinating that it started with her. I would not. I thought it was just her being like, "Oh, I just saw a post or something." But it started with her. So that was funny. And then look, in like before and after, a little before and a little bit after, there was all this like girlfriend talk, all this stuff, and then that happened, and it's like I don't know. Still single, still out here, just to be clear. So.
Yep. So on our season finale, we're also advertised Isaiah's still single, possibly looking.
Well, I am looking. I'm looking. Yes. Advertising, I don't know. Advertising is the plan. But looking, sure. Sure.
So just keep that in mind, ladies.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Let's end it here with a gift. Eric, it was just your birthday. It was just let me get the gift, and then I'll come back and start talking again. Don't do this. All right, so it's just your birthday. It's just 4th of July, and you're writing for the Sixers, and you have it here. This is kind of a combo gift here. It's not necessarily a 76ers shirt, but you can pull it off as one, and it's mainly a 4th of July shirt. But here, open it up here, and if you want to, you can show it. I'll put the camera on you.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep. Here it is.
Yeah, and
the spirit of 76.
There it is. So I feel like it's kind of a cool, in between. It's like a 76ers 4th of July type of vibe. So so there you go. Happy birthday, happy 4th of July.
Oh, thank you.
For sure.
It's amazing.
For sure.
Perfect. Just in time for my birthday as well. The 5th.
Yes.
4th of July vibes, like you said, 76ers. So
there you go.
It's perfect.
You better be wearing it next to your birthday. You better. I swear. If not, we're gonna have to have some words. Well, that's gonna do it for season 2 of the Barely Fence podcast. My name's Isaiah.
My name's Eric.
Thank you guys for again tuning in. We appreciate all the views, all the vibes. We're built different. We hope you are too. We hope to see you soon for the next NBA season. Have a great one, everyone. Talk to you later.
Signing off.
Me again with a blue. We're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah. A little extra footage for those at home.
Yeah.
Baby.